Still discussing ways in which we can curb the spread of COVID-19 in Nigeria. And joining us from Abuja studios is Dr. Abraham Amlogo. He's a clinical pharmacist and public health nutritionist at the State House Medical Center, Abuja. Thank you for joining us on the program. First, I'd like to get your point of view. We're hearing the federal government taking companies like pharmacies, supermarkets that are inflating prices of key hygiene products needed to fight this pandemic. Do you think that this is something we can avoid this period, seeing as there appears to be a lot of demand for some of these products?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you mentioned a lot of demand on this product. Permit me to mention that the market forces is a major determinant of the price of products. So in other words, if the higher the demand of a product, the higher the price. And the higher the supply of the product, the lower the prices of those products. So what we are trying to say in essence is, once these products are made available, of course, the prices will be low. And of course, that will ensure that they are available when they are needed. What we are experiencing at the moment, of course, is just a true reflection of the increase in the demand of these products. Before now, of course, sometimes in January, you agree with me that the price of all these products that we're using for this prevention of this COVID virus, they are very cheap and readily available and affordable. But what we are experiencing right now is basically on the fact that the supply is low, the demand is on the increase. Of course, everybody wants hand sanitizer, everybody wants the face mask, and because of the pressure and where the number of those that need this product does not translate to the availability of the product. Therefore, the market forces must be put in place to ensure that there is a balance. Otherwise, the products will continue to be on the increase in terms of the prices.
Which doesn't also mean that, pharmacists shouldn't take undue advantage of this by hiking the prices of some of these goods. But you've been following the level of infection of COVID-19 across states in Nigeria. What pharmaceutical or perhaps non-pharmaceutical interventions, what do you make of the response with some of those interventions you've seen?
Well, looking at the response, both pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical intervention, of course, I would look at it from 2 points of view, which may be the short term and the long term. Well, of course, what we are seeing in practice in terms of the short term is basically the prevention. Prevention in the sense that, of course, we've been told different methods of preventing this virus, which include hand washing, which also include the use of hand sanitizer, which is that contains the minimum concentration of alcohol. So that means the hand sanitizer must contain the minimum concentration of alcohol, which has been stipulated by WHO to be minimum of 60% of alcohol. Then another form of intervention again is the use of the face mask to prevent the droplets of this virus from the person that is infected to the person that is not infected. So all these pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical products put together, of course, if we take a good understanding of the method of preventing this virus, of course, that will go a long way in bringing down our numbers. In terms of the long-term strategy, of course, we've seen different forms of interventions coming up. We've seen various drugs coming up on the market, different claims, and of course, a lot of studies are ongoing on the use of specific molecules in the management of this virus. We've seen the case of the Madagascar COVID organics. We've also seen the recent development by the NIPRID, that's it is the National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research Development. Sometimes last week that came up with their NIPRID Immune. Of course, we've also heard about the use of chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine in the treatment of in the management of this virus. So different forms of interventions. And of course, we've seen a lot of vaccines coming up. But suffice to know that with all this, as we speak today, we don't have a cure for this virus. All we are advocating for now is the prevention. WHO has stated that it will take a minimum of 1 year for the vaccine to come up. So what do? We must ensure strict adherence to all the preventive measures, both pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical method of intervention for the prevention and management of the COVID virus.
As a public health nutritionist, if you were to advise with regards to nutrition interventions, what people can start eating to fortify the immune system from coronavirus, what would it be?
Basically, as a public health nutritionist, well, I would basically advocate for a balanced diet. And what is a balanced diet? It's a diet that contains both micro and macronutrients in specific amounts that will nourish the body. We have different types of food combinations depending on the culture that have been proven to be of a balanced diet. Now, what is basically of importance is to ensure that the food contains both minerals, vitamins, and both macro and macronutrients. And of course, we know that, of course, once you have a food combination that contains all this, of course, the effect is to nourish the body and also to build the body and also to reduce, or of course, to improve the immune system. A lot have been said about this virus in relation to the body immunity. And of course, we have seen in practice where most of these herbal products or the phytomedicines that have been produced has to do with immune modulation. And what I was talking about in essence, these are herbal preparations, and what do? They tend to boost the immune system. So this virus, of course, is inflammatory. This virus, of course, little is known about it. This virus is an irony virus, as I can put it. But of course, we know that with a balanced diet, of course, we have we're exposed, or we have access to micronutrients, which are basic. And of course, we have access to micronutrients such as selenium, such as zinc, that are capable of mopping up free radicals. So it is important for us to note that from public health or nutrition point of view, that the need for balanced diet in the management of this disease condition or for this virus cannot be overemphasized.
All right, Dr. Abraham Amlogo, clinical pharmacist, public health nutritionist at the State House Medical Center, Abuja. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.